and find the chair, that is the head of the department or the director of the unit you are interested in. Contact him in any way. You can call, you can email, and be proactive. Just contact him, tell him or her what you are looking for, who you are, and your interest. Okay. Another thing is you need to target rich universities. Which universities are rich? The big ones. Even Ivy League institutions, that is, big names like Harvard, Cornell, and all that, you can target them. The reason is simple, because they have a lot of money. Rather than going in for small colleges, I will advise that you go in for larger or bigger universities that has big endowments and a lot of funds that support students. Now, it might interest you to know that the United States benefits a lot from foreign students, international students, or foreigners who come to research or do anything academic. It's not glaring, but that is the script. They benefit from students from outside. So go for it. Now, the reason is universities benefit in terms of research, in terms of the internationalization of the curriculum. What I mean is universities want to diversify their campuses, so they actually get profits or the benefit from international students, especially those who bring in money. Okay, for instance, where I am at Tennessee State University, every year we get students from Saudi Arabia, a lot of them, and I have the opportunity to have some of them in my classes. At least every year, that group from Saudi Arabia and some other Asian countries, they add to the mosaic of our institution. So internationalization of the curriculum is one of the goals of most universities, if not all universities in the United States. So that is another thing you should bear in mind, that they want you. So don't hesitate to look for it, especially those of you who are interested in going for further studies in America or even Europe. I will encourage you to go for it, because both parties benefit, you and the institutions or even the countries. Now, like I said, contact the institution. Do not just send email or call any number. Like I said in the beginning, look for the chair, the head of that department or the director, and then communicate with him or her. So now, when you identify an institution that you are interested in, again, you need to make sure that your interest, your area of field of study, your area of interest is available in that particular institution. Therefore, just contact the department. Even if you don't get the chair or the head of that unit, you can contact any faculty member. What I mean is a lecturer. And also, look through their website. That is the lecturer's website. Look for one or two of them that actually shares something in common with you, that is in your field of interest. Communicate with that person or those people. It doesn't matter whether he or she is the chair or the head, no, because it's like you snowball. You start with a person who is just a common lecturer, and then maybe she can advise you who or whom to talk to. That is if you are not sure who to actually contact. Now, I'm saying this in terms of looking for financial aid. When you identify an area or a school or institution, the first target should be your financial aid research. You need to find sources of financial aid to help you. Now, everybody or most of you know that studying in America is very, very, very expensive. Even Europe, Canada, they're all expensive, but America tops in terms of the cost. I'm an example. I don't have money. I'm from a poor home, but I was able to attend schools in Canada and the US. Well, how did I do it? Through what I'm talking about, looking for financial aid. That is where you need to start with first. Do not wait for them to tell you, hey, here is your scholarship. Hey, here is your assistantship. Hey, here is your research assistantship. No, don't do that. Go for it. Ask them about those resources. Even if you see something online in their website, on their website, or in terms of your conversations with the faculty member, you still find out more about financial aid, because there are more than one sources of financial aid. Again, I'm a typical example of what the story I'm telling you there. In one institution, I was able to get 3 sources of aid. Teaching assistantship, and then part-time work in the library, and a third one which I wouldn't like to mention. But the thing is, financial aid gives you the stepping stone. Otherwise, you cannot educate in America or in. Yeah. So, having said that, let me show you some links. The first one is higher ed jobs, higher education jobs, or jobs in higher education. I'm trying to open it here. Yes, so this is the website. The first thing you do is look for faculty. Can you all see my screen? If you can see my screen, you look for faculty. Click on faculty, or let me say this. Aside from lecturers, administrators and any other executive personnel can also benefit. Okay. So when you go on higher ed jobs website, open the faculty. Let me see here. Faculty, and you all know that lecturers are faculty. They are all members of faculty. So then you look for your field of interest, your area. For instance, I'm in sociology, so let me go here. Down. First of all, these are in categories. And if you're in medicine, there's medicine. Business, there's communication, agriculture, liberal arts, and all that. So my sociology is in liberal arts. So you go to sociology, okay? And then it will display all kinds of jobs here. Now, you can even, if you have time, you can go through this, but you can even narrow it down to fellowships. Okay, most of these are for teaching jobs and other administrative jobs, but you as international scholars, you need to look for fellowships. There are fellowships posted here too. That is why I brought this. Even though you might be thinking it's targeted to those in America, I think, again, just go ahead and ask. When you get to when you get or you find your institution and the department or the faculty you are interested in, this is the platform I'm talking about. This is the website I'm talking about. Higher ed jobs. You can look for fellowships. It's in there. I can't go through all these materials, but there's one link that takes you to fellowships, and that is what you should look through. Okay. Alternatively, you can directly contact the department or the faculty or the office that you're interested in, and then ask them about fellowships. So ask them, how do I get a fellowship to come and teach there, or to come and do research there, or to come and do anything that you are interested in. They will not turn it down. They will give you the information you need. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not going to go through all this particular information here because it's a lot. But all that I'm saying is you need to look for fellowship as international scholars. If you look on this page, that is the main page, you see they have categories of jobs. They have location, they have school, and then by type. You don't need to worry about all these things. You just, even if you don't find fellowship, just type it in there, and you will get it. Type in the job search and you get it. So this is one of the reliable and very important site for job seekers and for people who are interested in academia or administrative stuff. Even if you're outside the United States, you can try them. Okay, so let me go to the next one, which is all similar to higher ed jobs, and the name is The Chronicle of Higher Education. The Chronicle is the same thing. Available here, jobs and fellowships. Again, there's information overload over here. You just have to spend time and look for what you want. Okay. Again, don't think that you can just wait for anything. Don't think that you can just go in there and see what you're looking for. You have to research. You have to spend time on it. Okay, so again, another shortcut is you can search from this website. You can search fellowships, and you go to jobs, and under jobs you find fellowships. Okay, so the Chronicle of Higher Education is a very reliable, one of the top job resources for anybody who might be interested in working in academia. These two, and there are other links, but these are the two outstanding sites that I will encourage everybody or anybody who is interested in going overseas or America for further research or further studies or any other academic engagement they should be looking at. Okay, all right. So there is another source, very important. Every American embassy has a unit called Education USA. I think some of you know this. Those units in every country is in Uganda here. You can go there. I have I think 3 sources there. See, you can go in there online and look at what they have. See, let's look at what I have here. First, study in the USA, U.S. Embassy in Uganda. You see, what do they have there? See, study in the USA. So this website tells you about opportunities over there. I think a few days ago they were seeking students. I don't know how many, I can't remember, but they sent us information about students who are interested in studying in America so that they can train them for a few weeks and then advise them how to go about it. That is how to go about the applications and scholarships and whatever. But then you have to register with them. I think the deadline passed last Friday. No. I think, okay, a couple of days. The deadline passed. Now, you can see that they have scholarships section here. So when you go in there, you'll see what is listed. They have, I'm not going to go through all this. You just go in and then explore this website. That is Education USA. The Kampala, the Ugandan embassy has a unit. And from the beginning, I mentioned that you need to be proactive, you need to be aggressive, you need to ask, you have to go forward. Don't hesitate. Don't think that they will not advise you. They will. Don't think that they will not give you the necessary information. They will. If you can't find what you're looking for, if you are not sure what to do, send them email. There are people employed here in this unit to do what I'm talking about, to help students from Uganda find universities and resources and financial aid and scholarships and what have you. This is a very important site and an important unit of the embassy that I encourage everybody, especially students. So here, when I say students, I'm referring to those, not only students in the like those who are attending classes. Even with the faculty members, we can also be students, okay? Or we are students also. See, for instance, I have masters and I want to do my PhD. Go here, contact them. There are resources out there, and there is a list of scholarships that you can apply to. Some of these scholarships, even though the money is not enough, but I encourage you to try them. You see, one of the things that I tell students that are interested is that even if the money is not adequate, in your opinion, you can still go, you can still apply, you can still try it, because sometimes you will never know. Sometimes you don't know what is out there in the United States. You get in there before you realize that there are other opportunities that are not published. They are not out there. But once you set your foot in there, you come to realize how lucky you might be. Okay, so try this website and use it and contact them and let them give you information as needed. Again, don't think that they are not going to answer your question. Don't ever think that they will snub you. Don't ever think that they are, out there and they are not catering to people like you. No, just go for it. Be aggressive and be proactive, and then ask questions. Tell them your interests, your career goals, and all that. Okay, let's look at another site, Education USA Scholarship options. This is loading slowly. Okay, so here again, you can filter what you want here. Education USA, remember, most of the scholarships are from universities, colleges themselves, not the embassy. So don't think it's the embassy that is funding these things. Below, you can see the lists of scholarships that have been posted recently. The topmost is the most current one. But again, you need to go in there and see what is available and whether it applies to you or not. Like I said, those listed here are not all that a lot, but it's something. Okay, let's move to the next link. Also from the same unit. I think I've repeated this. So yes, it's a repetition. Let me move on to my next slide. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so the next one is scholarships for international students. Best colleges, that is colleges that offer or give scholarships to international students. Go to this website and explore them. See, explore these resources. Assistance is available. There are grants. Sometimes too, you can get some kinds of campus jobs, campus employment. Sometimes you can get it. So again, I talk to you as somebody who benefited from that too. So again, it's a matter of seeking the information. They will tell you. what is available, right? See, here's one. You can see $6,000 for black women in STEM. So, even though it's not a lot of money, but it's one type of scholarship. Maybe if, let's say, you are lucky and you get a teaching or research assistantship, so this is in addition. Or maybe in the department you are going or you are admitted to, they have maybe the dean's grant, or the vice president's, or the president's, or the vice chancellor's grant. They have all kinds of financial assistance for students. Some are targeted to only native or students in America. Some are targeted to international students. So everybody is catered for. All right. Okay, let's go to the next. So this is the link. Now, for those interested in, okay, before I go to DV lottery, let me speak a little bit about Fulbright. I nearly forgot about Fulbright. Fulbright is one of the best sources of support financially to foreign scholars and students, if not the best, because it's funded by the government of the United States, the State Department. So Fulbright is an annual business. I don't have any link here because they publish their links every year. I don't know what month here in Uganda or outside the United States, but in the United States they publish it in February. So in February, the announcements come out about Fulbright. And Fulbright is for anybody. It's not only for scholars. It's not only for lecturers. It's for even administrators. It's for those who are not in teaching. It's for those who are not in research. It's for those who are not only in, it's for everybody. What I'm saying is it's not only for those in research. It's not only for teaching. It's not only for administrative. It's everybody. There are people who are specialized in maybe photography, and they go on Fulbright. Sometimes music, maybe practically, and they go on Fulbright. Again, you need to explore, ask questions. The embassy, Education USA, is the source that you in Uganda should be aiming at in terms of further information when it comes to Fulbright. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is this. Every country administers or runs Fulbright program on behalf of the State Department or the government of the United States. So here, you need to be in touch with the embassy, the unit that is responsible. Okay. Now, if for some reason something is not clear to you about Fulbright, all you need to do is write email to the embassy, write to them, contact them, and ask your questions. Okay, there are a lot of things that are not put online, and that is why I said you have to be proactive. You have to be forward. You have to be, aggressive in terms of, not in the wrong sense, but in the positive sense. Let me just give you one scenario. When an announcement about Fulbright comes out for visiting scholars or foreign researchers, and you look on their website and they have information there, don't ever think that is all you need to know in order to do a successful application. Like I said, you need to, if anything, something is not clear to you, contact them and they will explain that. And in addition, embassies are required, or they are supposed to, I don't think they are required, but then they can do webinars to explain the process to prospective applicants. If, for instance, Ugandan embassy is not doing that webinar, go to other countries in Africa, for instance. Look on their website. Let's say, go to Ghana. I'm from Ghana, so I'm using Ghana as an example. Go to the Ghanaian website. Look for Fulbright and see what they have there in terms of support and information for prospective students or prospective applicants. You know, if, for instance, in Ghana they are doing a webinar, the webinar explains the process to you, the applicant. But in Uganda, they are not doing webinar. You feel free and attend the webinar in Ghana because it's all good. It's the information that you need. Because Uganda is not doing it for prospective Africans, go to maybe Zimbabwe and see if they are doing a webinar for them. Go to Ghana and see if there's a webinar available. Enter that webinar and listen to the explanations and the information they are giving to their prospective students. And use that to write your own application, and particularly the essays. Now, as the write-ups are the most important aspect of the application, Fulbright application. Now, let me stress this. Doing Fulbright application is not a matter of just filling an application. It's not just a matter of filling out an application form. Actually, the application is designed to test you, the applicant. See, and some of these things that they're looking for are not posted online. It depends on the embassy or the country that we're talking about. So that is why if there's a webinar, you need to go in there. After the presentation, you ask them questions, and then they will explain to you. Ask them questions, they will explain or they will answer you. So the application, Fulbright application, is a big deal. It's a very big deal. It takes time, and it's a test on its own. And when I tried my first Fulbright, I contacted the embassy. We have advisors. I contacted the advisors. I contacted a colleague that went before me. I remember this very well. He said, you have to do your project statement very well, very, very well. And I do remember that very well. And I followed that advice. I listened to him, and it paid off. Additionally, you may be surprised. After my draft, I sent a copy to the regional advisor for a feedback, and she did. The regional advisor is working for Fulbright, but I sent her a copy of my proposal, and she gave me a feedback. So what I'm saying is this: don't hesitate to ask questions. Be aggressive, be proactive. Ask them to help you or to answer your questions. It all helps. And contact anybody you know who has ever had a Fulbright opportunity before, and then get information from maybe not one or two, but as many people as you can, including individuals. All right. So if you have any questions on Fulbright, because there are so many things about it that I cannot even remember unless you ask me questions that may not be forthcoming, unless you maybe poke me in order to say that. All right, let me move to the next issue, which is DV lottery. This is not the scholarship. This is not academics, but it's an opportunity for going to the United States. DV stands for Diversity Visa. What is the essence? What is the secret? What is the rationale behind a lottery known as Diversity Visa Lottery? Traditionally or historically, there are certain categories of people, certain groups of people that are underrepresented in the United States population. In other words, they are not as many as the other populations. Let's say, for instance, Chinese, there are a lot of them. Let's say the Indians, there are a lot of them. Let's say Canadians, there are a lot of them, or some European population, or Europeans, there are a lot of them. But some African countries and Asian countries and, some minute, insignificant countries are not represented as many as the other ones. So this program was initiated by the Congress so that they can bring in at least 55,000 people every year to the United States. So it's a lottery. You go online, if you are interested in relocating to the United States. It's not for everybody. Some people don't want to go that far, but I just want to put it out there because it's also a resource, and a lot of people know about this, but I'm saying this, I'm talking about this because I know some may not be familiar with this. So this program opens every October, first week in October every year, and it's played for a week. In other words, it's available for it's available for a month. See, so from first week in October to first week in November. So within that time frame, you can play this. It is what it is. It's a lottery. It's a game of chance. So when you wait, when you find this next year in October online, try it. Some people don't want to be disappointed, but this can disappoint you. In other words, you may not win, but if you don't win, just be reminded that it is a lottery. Lotteries are games of chance. Okay, so this is something that I put here, or I want to put across just for those who are interested in playing. And it's a very simple form: your name, your address, your age, your marital status, and then your passport pictures, and you submit, and then you wait. This month, May, is I think May 4th. From May 4th, you can go in and check if you have been selected. Even if you haven't checked, they will still communicate with you that, hey, you are lucky, you have been selected, and therefore you need to start your visa processes. This is not a tourist visa. It is a permanent visa, meaning you get a visa to stay in America and work. Okay, so for those who are interested, only those who are interested. This is the link. I want to state that usually there are fake links out there. Even right now, when you go online, you see many links. But be careful. What I put here is the genuine one. You can see it has state.gov. So that is what you should use. Don't use any other link. Some unscrupulous individuals are using this to make money. They use this to make some money. In other words, they invite applicants that they're going to do this application for them. It's not application, it's just a form you fill. And then they will fill it out for them and charge them. But this is supposed to be free. The State Department, the embassies across the world, they issue warnings about people using this link for profits or for business. And again, I'm saying this just for you to know that there is the State Department's link, which you need to use. Don't use anything else. Yeah. If you have a question on this too, you can ask me after the fact. So let's move on to publications and faculty development. I don't have much to say on this. There are two major ways that you can publish quickly. I'm addressing those who really want to quickly publish or publish regularly and do conference presentations and all that. There are only two ways. No, I'm sorry, not only two ways. There are two main ways to do that. easily. First, use already existing data sets. Uganda has data sets. We have the Ugandan demographic and health surveys. That is a huge data set out there. You can use it to do research that has relevance. You see, when you open the data set, you will see the elements, you see the information in there, and then use that information to do secondary analysis of anything, and you can finish that in no time. It's faster. I know some of you do that. I know a lot of you do this kind of secondary data analysis. So it's a way to do research quickly instead of going to collect your primary data, which will take more time, or even maybe some people will say they are going doing qualitative research, which is a little bit time consuming. This is basically qualitative. These days there's a gray area between qualitative and quantitative, but this is basically quantitative, and you can easily finish using a data set for research in no time. Then a second way to do research or paper and for research, for presentation, is using the literature. See, you can survey literature that relates to your topic. You can survey that, you can review that as a standalone paper. This is a little bit different from the literature review in your project work or in your research, the main research that we have been doing, or thesis or dissertation. You see, you can use literature alone and do a standalone paper, which is it's publishable, it's very good to present. There are examples online, and I know that some of you have been doing that. But this is for the benefits of those who are wondering how they can do research or how they can get papers together in time to present in conferences. So the two, those who are not familiar with the two, you may want to read with the systematic reviews. You get information on how to do that online. These days, the internet is a huge resource. Everything, I've not been to the library for many years now, because the internet is my library. See, I haven't been to a physical library because when I go, maybe I just go buy some memento or some items, not to look for books or resources, because the internet is there. Even I don't need to learn something from somebody. The internet is there. So all I'm saying is how to do systematic reviews. The internet is there to help you out. The use of pre-collected data is also very doable. You can use that also. Okay. Now, so if you have any questions on these two, approaches, please do ask questions. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and can take a couple of questions and comments on any information that I haven't touched on.
Thank you, Professor Roger Klomegah, for a wonderful presentation, and we really welcome it. I would like to invite our listeners who have questions to just unmute themselves and ask Professor Roger. He's going to answer all our questions. For those who have unstable internet, you can also type your question in the chat here. We're going to be reading your comments and your questions for him to respond.
Sorry, can you read? Hello?
They can hear me.
Yes, we are still waiting for listeners to type in their questions in the chat, or they can also unmute and ask other questions. We have Mr. Habumugisha Isaac saying, thank you, Professor, for the wonderful presentation. Thank you, Habumugisha, for listening in.
Okay. So that.
Hello.
Yes, Samson.
Yes, Professor. Thank you so much for this engagement. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was quite insightful and enlightening to us. And I hope that most of us really have benefited from this, from your interaction and the information that you've shared with us. My area of interest is to do with the Fulbright. Does it have any condition as far as age and experience is concerned? And then the DV, what key factors influence the success to go through the DV lottery? And then also, I think you didn't talk to us so much about your career path, how you joined academia and managed to reach up to this level where you are today with the university. I think it would also be inspirational to at least a bit understand how you manage to maneuver through the academic ladder to reach up to where you are, especially being a person of African descent. Thank you.
All right. So let me take the DV question first. I mean DV lottery. It's just a lottery. It is what it is. There's no way to win. You just put in the form and wait, and then the computer will select the successful ones, and then they will notify you. That's all. So it's just a purely a game of chance, if I should use that word. All right. And then Fulbright, no, there is no age limit. You can be 100 years, and once you are working and able to do what you do, yes, you can apply for Fulbright. And even there is no limit. You can apply for it as many times as possible. For instance, this is my second Fulbright. Dr. Schiffer, who was here before me, he has numerous Fulbright. I don't know, but he has more than maybe 5 or 6. So, and also there's no age limit. That is the bottom line. Yeah, and also it applies to any career, particularly those in academia. But aside from that, administrators and those who are doing something relating to scholarships, and that is academic work, not necessarily lecturers. Yes, they can. For instance, we have our IT guys here. They are working at the university. They can also benefit from Fulbright in terms of their careers and their expertise. Okay, and the third concern is my trajectory, how I managed to be where I am today. So, first of all, I was born, bred in Ghana. I went to the University of Ghana. Then after that, I left the shores of Ghana to Libya to teach for 5 years. I taught English over there. And then went to Canada for my master's degree. Now, I was telling you about scholarships. I wouldn't be able to pay fees in Canada, but I just told you what I did. I applied for scholarship of research assistantship or teaching assistantship. And luckily, I got one of them. And then in addition, I worked. So from there, I applied to do my PhD in the United States, but again, it's impossible for me to pay fees. And I did the same thing. What did I do? I called the chair, the head of the department, and told him, this is me. I've been admitted to that institution, but I'm handicapped financially. As a foreign student, what are my chances of financial aid? There's lights out here. Okay, all right. So he told me, okay, Roger, we're going to get back with you. A committee, that is the research the financial aid committee is going to meet. They will look at your credentials, your particulars, and then get back with you whether you get it or not. And lo and behold, after a couple of weeks, they called me, and then that was how I got assistantship. And that was rare because I wasn't an American. I was a foreign student, but then I got it. And people were surprised. So I keep on repeating. Be proactive, just ask. Tell them what you will be surprised. Yeah, so the rest is history. That is how I got to be where I am here. After finishing my PhD, I decided to stay back, to remain in the United States. And then I've been teaching there since then. Have I answered your questions, Samson?
Yes, Prof. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe how much does reference or referee play in as far as influencing the success for the scholarship? Now, for example, you've been here in Kabale University.
Yeah.
You've engaged with us. Now, can I use you in case I'm applying for Fulbright or any other scholarship in the United States, and I use you as my referee? Does it have a strong leverage where they're going to read that Professor Rogers, a professor at Tennessee State University, has recommended this fellow? So I think this is a very good referee. He's a strong academician, a good professor of good repute. Can that have a strong play in as far as consideration for the scholarship?
It can have an effect, provided I write very good things about you. But Samson, I'm going to write an excellent recommendation for you, should you ask me. And yes, you see the concept of Fulbright, when it rings out, people look at it positively. So, but I don't know to what extent it will influence your application, but I know that if a reference is well crafted and your positives are highlighted, yes, it can have an effect. And you can use me, since you know me. It might interest you to know that I've done a couple of references for colleagues here at Kabale University. I've done that recently. Okay, so you are welcome to ask me to do that for you.
Thank you, Professor.
Well, thank you all who listened in and those who asked questions. In the chat, let me see. We have someone is asking whether Professor can share these slides with them. And this is to inform you that this presentation will be uploaded onto our university website, and a link shall be shared with you. So you have, you're going to download it, and you can just revise it later at your own time. So we are also being reminded that before you use someone as a referee, you have to seek the permission. They also have to be in the know. So permission must be sought before one is enlisted as a referee. That is a comment from the DVC in charge of administration and finance and administration. She also goes ahead to say, excellent presentation. We need more of this. So that is it. I think as we conclude this episode, the 9th episode of KAB Chats, I would like to thank you all for joining us today. Our session with Professor Roger Klomegah on scholarships, fellowships, and academic professional growth has truly been an eye-opening one and inspiring. Thank you all for taking this time to join us, specifically to Professor Roger Klomegah. Thank you for sparing your time to impart your wisdom that you've gained throughout the years, your experience in academia as a full-time Fulbright Scholar here at KAB. So, to our viewers and listeners, I hope you found this inspiring and informative. KAB Chats once again, is an initiative brought to you by the Communications and Branding and Marketing Department in partnership with the Directorate of Human Resource Management. So for those of you who have presentations in the future, you have ideas that you'd like to share with us on these episodes of our KAB Chats, we encourage you to reach out to us through our communications email, that is communications@kab.ac.ug. You can also reach out to either the Human Resource Directorate or members in our office. We are going to schedule for our next episodes. Thank you once again for your participation, and we look forward to welcoming you to our upcoming episodes of KAB Chats. Together, we can continue to explore, learn, and innovate for the benefit of Kabale University and beyond. Thank you once again. See you next week on our next exciting episode of KAB Chats. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Sandra, for the nice voice.
You're welcome.
It's like a TV.
Do you think you benefit from this?
Oh, yes.
Depend-
Wonderful presentation. They're going to share that with us and we upload it.
So what you are going to do? Yes, Jones. Let's go.
The slides are basically the links to those.
Yeah, but still we recorded everything. So if someone goes back and they read, then they go back to the links.
Yes.
And they can be guided.
Yeah, because there's so much information out there. So those links pointed to exactly where they should be looking. Yeah. So.
Oh.